and we are recording.
What's up, everybody? It's Strictly Casual here. This is our first live event from the unoriginal podcast from our professional college students. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we're going to be going over the DualSense controller hands-on, brought to you by the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley, the man himself.
That's right.
The event starts in 1 minute and 32 seconds. Finn,
yeah,
what are your thoughts going into this?
I don't know. I'm excited to see more of the DualSense, obviously. But I have a feeling that Jeff Keighley's not going to give his real impressions of it. It's going to be more of he's just going to be showing it off.
Propagating?
Maybe propagating because
he's the poster boy for Sony right now.
Yeah, that might be what this is. It's going to be all positive
Jeff
things.
Keighley a sellout?
No, Jeff Keighley's not a sellout. No way.
Good.
Okay, but you asked me.
Keemstar here. Gaslighting the entire gaming
drama alert. No, but do you think? Okay, so you asked me if we were gonna get a black controller, possibly, like a tease of it.
Or just, do you think we're gonna get a tease of any other, like maybe one in the background, maybe something like that?
I think we're just gonna. It's gonna be white.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry in advance if this video audio is about to blow up. There's 8 seconds left. I might have to do some monitoring. 2 seconds. Geez. There it is. Okay, if you're in chat when James and I are talking, let us know if the video's too loud. I can turn us up.
My video's behind even the stream.
This right here is the PlayStation 5 DualSense. Yes.
Holy shit, Jeff Keighley.
Because we are going to go hands-on with the PlayStation.
Joe, you think they show us the UI?
Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley, and this is a special Summer Game Fest stream. No. Really a special year for all of us that new consoles are coming out. And
all right, thanks, Ryder.
A lot of people have wondered what PlayStation 5 is going to play like. A big part of that is the controller and the experience of playing games, especially because this controller is a little different than the traditional DualShock.
It's so
got that
cool.
Here, my PS4 Pro DualShock. This is a form factor that really has been around since the original PlayStation.
So you hold up his PS4 controller yet?
Analog sticks back then, but the DualSense introduces a couple new innovations, and having played it here for a couple of hours, I'll kind of summarize those for you before we get into some gameplay.
Gameplay of what?
I've noticed are the adaptive triggers, the L2 and R2. So outside of the game environment,
dude, she's thick.
Just kind of pull these down like any controller.
A little bit.
But
I think it's more apparent because it's white.
Actually, the possibility to create tension points or haptics inside of these adaptive triggers. So imagine pulling this down and feeling the pressure from a bow.
Dude, the stream audio is not great. Not our stream, but Jeff's and Jeff Keighley's stream.
Pulling this down and feeling active reload points, where designers can actually create tension points as you pull this down at certain percentages, and give the player feedback. So I think.
Do you think it'll change the way we do like light and heavy attacks? Maybe like a full pull for a heavy attack or a half pull for a light attack.
Might be cool.
I think I'm born in Dark Souls.
Gameplay of Uncharted 5.
PlayStation had Rumble for quite some time, but the haptics add another layer to the experience. It's not just sort of one Rumble point, so it's not just kind of on or off.
They're just stealing the 3D Rumble technology from Nintendo.
In this demo, I'm going to show you of
hopefully it's better than Nintendo's.
No, theirs is good.
Ice feels like.
It just feels cheap because the Joy-Cons feel hollow.
The other thing that I've noticed is the speaker in the DualSense. It feels like it has much more range than the PlayStation 4 speaker, and it often directly ties into what's happening with the haptics. At least in Astro's Playroom, there's
that's what they're going to show us. Astro's Playroom.
The types of sounds coming out of the speaker, and I'm sure every game will use it differently or may not use it as much. But at least in this demo, you really do sense that there's a lot going on with the haptics, and there's sound that ties into it. And then when you combine that with the Tempest 3D engine in PlayStation 5 for the speakers, the sort of harmony between the controller sound and what's happening in the PlayStation 5 is really, really unique and interesting. So those are the things I noticed in it. Some people have asked also about like what's the weight of it, what does it feel like?
Oh yeah,
that's what I want to know, Jeff.
Compared to the the DualShock for PS4, it definitely weighs a little bit more.
That's
but
okay.
Doesn't feel
I like that.
substantially.
I got no problems with it.
Heavier, and
I like
if anything,
weighty.
I think it actually has a little more heft to it.
Mm.
In a good
Okay,
way.
Jeff.
It feels more structured, and there's more sort of inside of it. So centered, but definitely feels good to me. So let's talk about what we're gonna play today.
It's gonna be Astrobot.
What we're gonna check out is Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, dude.
That is the game
Ah,
that comes packed.
the
with
Jeff demo.
PlayStation 5.
No, I think it's good for
It is
demo.
pre-installed on the
Yeah.
system. You don't even have to download it, and it's not just like a tutorial demo of 15 minutes. It's a multi-hour game.
That music in the
Play one
background.
section of it today, and I think the reason we're playing this is because it comes with the system and it really showcases the controller. So,
Yeah.
of course, everyone wants to see what
Same thing with the
Horizon Forbidden
PS4.
West
Yeah,
looks like on the system, and this is a demo that is focused, I think, more on the controller and the haptics and the adaptive triggers versus trying to showcase the power of the SSD or true graphics horsepower.
I wish I could look as
PS5.
good as
So
Jeff Keighley
that's all
when I'm
stuff
as
we
old
look
as him.
forward to. We've
Such
seen
a
those
silver
games,
fox, dude.
Yeah, he is.
at the event, and they look spectacular. So that's another aspect of PS5 that I'm sure hopefully we'll get to see more of in the coming weeks. But at least right now, we're going to look at the controller and how that relates to gameplay with Astro's
Jeff Keighley is
Playroom.
41.
So let's call it up here and go hands-on
Not bad.
live
Not bad.
PS5.
All right, he's gonna give us
Can't
the
even
dual
hear
camera
the
view.
sound of my bot walking around.
Oh.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get like.
So
I want to see
full
the controller when
6
you
degrees of
play.
motion, as always. Looks like I'm going to have to flick up here on the pad to release my bot. And we are in CPU Plaza. The thing about this game, as
Okay.
you will see in this demo, there are a lot of references
Wow, he
to
looks
the
good.
history of PlayStation. So Cooling Springs is the area that is open on
He does look
Jeff's
good.
demo of this game. And
I like
we
Jeff's
are going
demo.
to jump in here and just go through this
I do too.
experience with the bot. All right, so we're on the beach here. There are
Okay.
beach
Oh,
balls you
big
can play
cat.
around with. There are some bots enjoying life, sunning themselves. Bot on
Imagine
vacation
being the
here.
creative
Can I
director
disrupt them?
of Astro Mission.
How rude!
I
of me,
could
right?
want nothing more.
And then we're gonna head on over.
Everybody's
here
gonna play it.
into this
At least for 2 minutes.
sandstorm created by
Yeah.
I guess these CPU fans. And again,
This is already
when you get
more
into
than the
this
original
environment,
game.
Yeah.
I'm static here, but you hear the crisp sounds of sand coming at you. There's a tension in the controller from going over this sand environment, and then you push further in.
This must be hard for him. How can you describe what you're feeling?
And look,
Like on,
really
your,
the rubber
on your
ducks are
hand.
back. Remember the duck demos?
I don't.
PlayStation 3, I think that was. Rubber ducks.
I don't remember.
All right, so I have
I don't remember that
this
either.
suit, and I'm gonna push up on the controller, zip him up.
Wow.
This is the frog suit, and this
He's
frog
so
suit
excited.
shows off the.
Me
adaptive
too, Ryder. I'm on the
controllers.
same page.
So
I
I'm
I
gonna
like
move
hearing
my
sounds in the
controller
controller.
left and right, and these adaptive triggers are really, really cool, and I've never felt something like this before in a console controller. As you push down on the controller, there's tension now. in the
That's
adaptive
cool for jumping.
triggers, and it's
Mhm.
programmable.
It was cool.
One thing that
Or a
I
phone
think is
click
really
from a
fun about this
character
demo
felt
is
like
it
it was. Yeah, I like
makes you
that
think
too.
of how these technologies are going to be used in other games.
That's
You
kinda
think
cool,
of
actually.
Ratchet and Clank. I mean,
Big little
obviously a
Big
lot of this
Planet energy.
gameplay
Mm-hmm.
Similar in style to a Ratchet game. So you think of all those crazy graphics that we saw on the stream, but with this type of control and this kind of fun. So now we've made it to the frozen pool area.
This is kind of cool. It's like you're going through the PS5. This will be
And
interesting.
here,
Playing it.
pull down on this, and again, you see this ice, but you hear a storm literally inside of the DualSense, and a small little rumble.
Guys, let's keep in mind that this will be the best example of
ice
using the
shards here. As
DualSense.
you go past every ice shard, you
I don't think not every developer's gonna
the
take
ice shard.
gonna use every single thing on it.
I wonder if
This is at least where you're gonna see the most use out of every
It's
feature.
not ASMR.
Right.
This is PSMR.
PSMR.
You guys hear that? His
I'm changing the title of this stream immediately.
All this is coming out of the controller. Got a checkpoint here. Now this one, you actually have to blow into the controller.
Oh. You blow
And
into
this
the
one, you pull
controller.
back, just like a bow and arrow almost, And
oh look, a
I unlocked
PlayStation 3.
3.
Their worst console.
I have a PlayStation 5. Well, I had a lot of fun playing with the DualSense controller
That's it?
and Astrobot. And I wanted to get a little more information on all things PlayStation. So joining me now is the worldwide head of marketing at PlayStation, Eric Limpel. Eric, how we doing?
We get a little more.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing
Can we get
pretty
for
good.
Sean Layden?
I got to go hands-on with PS5, which was a nice surprise this week. I was not expecting it, but you guys are full of surprises for PS5, it looks like.
Yeah, and you're one of the first to actually touch the DualSense outside of the company and the developers.
Yeah, not LEA.
I'd like to know what you think. This is a
not LEA. That cuck.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm used to going to a big event and playing with everyone, but the fact that I got it here and got to play it was really special. And I have to say, after watching the event and seeing the games, I was excited. But the gameplay feels like a whole other dimension to the experience.
I don't know, man.
What's happening with the adaptive triggers and the haptics and everything. So it was one of those things that I was playing Astrobot, but imagining all the other games, how that's going to impact the experience. And one thing I'd heard is that demo or version of it, you guys actually shared with developers.
Simp for PlayStation.
That's true. So what you played is a part of a title called Astro's Playroom. It was in our show a few weeks ago, and it's installed on every PlayStation 5. So everyone who buys a PlayStation 5 will get this game, and it really shows off a lot of the features of the platform, but really does a great job of showing all the benefits of the DualSense controller. So what we did is, early on, we had another version of the title that we took around to the developers that were engaged in PlayStation 5
Another version of the title.
and showed them what was possible with a title. And it's been a great example, and it's really opened up people's minds to how they can use this
that little
device
umbrella
and really the new features of the controller. But
it's a cute game.
People get their PlayStation 5,
it's no knack.
One of the first things they do is just jump in there and experience this, because as you've seen, it's pretty special.
No, we've been using the same a similar kind of form factor of DualShock for many generations, and obviously adding analog sticks,
like little laser
rumble and things like that, and the touchpad. But this feels like it's a bit of a redesign, but I really like how it feels in my hands, and I imagine for PlayStation, when you were conceiving a PS5,
I'm gonna play this. I'm a little excited.
Architecting it, I imagine
there's a lot more to this.
A lot of those innovations were original right there at the beginning as something we wanted to put into the system.
PlayStation 2. It's true. As we've said many times with PlayStation 5, it's a brand new generation, and we believe in generations. So we want to evolve every part of the experience. And the controller is really the most intimate part of the experience. It's the extension of the player.
It is intimate.
We thought a lot about this, and one of the things we could have done is just iterate on the DualShock. We've done that for many years. The gamers absolutely love the DualShock. They tell us it's the best controller we've ever made, the latest edition.
I agree.
But we thought, no, let's go a step further. Let's see how a new generation can express a whole new feeling. And that's where the DualSense came about. So early on, it was part of the plan to evolve the experience. And, there are many parts of that experience, but this is a really unique part that truly takes a step forward in gaming.
You mentioned you believe in generations.
Jeff's face when he just is staring into the camera.
Yeah. This idea that
who just donated $490
break with the past, right?
What?
I wanted you to maybe talk a bit about that.
Someone just donated to the show.
Like a cardinal sort of virtue of
not strictly
the
casual,
PlayStation promise
to this
that there is this
live stream.
Break from the past, a new generation,
$500.
a new console games optimized for that
system.
That's
what Jeff Keighley needs.
Versus kind of working across, multiple devices and multiple generations. Can you maybe give us a little bit more perspective on the controller being a part of that, but that view, which is obviously counter, we've seen Xbox saying something different around that. Why is that so important to PlayStation as a principle of the sort of the architecture of PlayStation 5?
Well,
they said, give me my PlayStation now, honestly.
It's a pillar of Sony Corporation. It's also a pillar of the PlayStation company. And we are always trying to push the boundaries. We push the boundaries of play. That's what we say internally. We want to excite gamers. We want to deliver new experiences. So as we go into a new piece of hardware, it really has to check the box on a lot of different areas to fulfill those promises. And we a lot of developers about this. We've gone out there, we've talked to people about what they want in a next generation console, and really to do that, you've got to deliver a lot. And I think what's really unique about the DualSense is that it plays into another one of your senses. But we're covering a lot of the senses with PlayStation 5. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say in gaming, for the history of gaming, the first sense is seeing. It's all the visuals, it's the graphics, and naturally, with every generation, the graphics improve. And with PlayStation 5, we're taking a leap forward there. And then there's sounds, and we're introducing a new form of 3D audio, which will be really powerful.
I don't know if I needed this event.
Playing, no matter how you're playing. And then the next piece is touch. And
I don't think
touch has
either.
been around for a while. We've had force feedback, of course.
This is a real exciting first live reactions, you guys.
Feedback and rumble in the DualShock, but this takes that to a whole new level. Similar to what gamers have expected from other generational shifts, this brings it to a whole new place. I mean, it's haptic feedback. It's these adaptive dynamic triggers. I mean, something no one's ever experienced before, and it really brings you closer to the game. And
cool.
The biggest joy for us is putting this in the hands of developers, because
trying to figure out what animal Jeff looks like.
The technology as far as it can go.
It kind of looks like a gargoyle, like when he's just staring into the camera.
And we believe
he's getting intense there.
All of these things combined.
Like, remember that like 2000 something show Gargoyles?
Lead to a next
That's what it looks like.
Experience. And in many cases, we can't take everybody with us from previous consoles into that experience. You need new hardware. You need new devices to experience what these developers want you to experience.
And I imagine, PS4, there'll still be games coming out for it. I mean, it's not like the pipeline stops there, but there's this sort of new set of experiences that will be exclusive to PS5, right?
Exactly. PlayStation 4 is a big part of everything we do, and it will continue to be a part of everything we do. There's a
it says help.
Oh yes, the Ghost of Tsushima plug.
I'm being held hostage.
Generation have released in recent weeks, but that will continue. And
yeah,
again,
Ryder, I don't know if I'm underwhelmed. I'm just wasn't expecting much from this, I guess.
To come for people on PlayStation 4. Still,
it's like, how much can they really show?
Yeah.
When I was playing Astros, one of the things that my mind started racing with was thinking of how this is going to apply to a game like Ratchet, because sort of similar gameplay style, but with the audio, the speaker in the DualSense, and the haptics and the adaptive triggers. One feature we haven't talked much about is the
I'm excited for Ratchet,
SSD and that sort of input-output on the device, and how that's going to allow a lot of interesting things. And when I saw the event in June, that Ratchet trailer just blew me away with like jumping between those worlds.
I saw a stat the other day that says that the PS5 SSD can recall information at like 5.5 gigabytes per second.
Can you talk a bit about the SSD and how that's going to impact the
and then the Xbox Series X is like,
and this ties back
it's either like 2.8 or like 3.3.
Damn near double.
In a game like Ratchet,
yeah.
We talked about a lot of different features today. And as you mentioned, we haven't mentioned SSD. That is another thing that will make the whole gaming experience different. It'll make it better, but it also allows the developers to do new things. It isn't just about faster loading time. And you take a great developer like Insomniac, and they found a way to say, okay, look, here's a game that could only be made on PlayStation 5, on this generation, using this technology. A lot of what you saw in the show, jumping through those different worlds instantly, just can't be done in most cases. And
so it'll be a PS5 exclusive, not PS4.
New power. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's something we're looking forward to. I mean, all of these things come together. You combine that with 3D audio, with the controller,
which is why their phase out period is going to be a lot quicker.
These developers know how to harness every piece of those features to really bring you a unique experience, and that really speaks to what next gen is for us.
So that
he really is looking through the camera.
Yeah, I guess if you did it, you'd have to fundamentally change the kind of the architecture and the gameplay of it.
Soul.
You would have to change it. You would have to change the way the game works. It would be a different experience. And compared to everything that Insomniac had told us,
he holds worlds in his nose.
Stare at those eyes, man.
They could not make it.
That wakes you up in the morning,
You would be playing a different type of game, and the experience would be different.
Yeah,
if you look into his nostrils, you get turned to stone.
Controller, DualSense, and the experience, I definitely got a sense of where you're taking things moving forward. And let's talk a bit about that, because you guys had the big event, so many great titles. I think gamers are very excited about PS5. I think we saw even this week there were rumors that pre-orders were happening and the Twitter lit up. I don't know where these rumors start, but I have to ask you,
that's my screensaver.
Are you about to press the button now for pre-orders? Like, when can we expect to get our PS5?
No, definitely not now. We don't know what happened there. We had nothing to do with it. I got a message from someone saying people are lining up at stores, and we had no idea why. So I think it's safe to say.
Who was lining up at the stores during Corona?
We'll let you know
no one.
when pre-order will happen. We will let you know.
It's not the starting
screen. To, at some point, let you know when you can pre-order
for Xbox.
So please don't feel like you have to.
If you're watching this in a recording later afterwards, I'm so sorry you didn't see Ryder's comment. It's pretty funny.
So,
said inside is known as the starting screen to the first Xbox.
Look, I mean, as a marketer, I'm sure it's great to see there's that much anticipation for your product.
Oh yeah, no, look, we absolutely love the all of the PlayStation fans, and we're thrilled that they're excited about this product. And again, with this product, we're trying to bring them experiences they didn't think were possible. And you're experiencing some of that. One of the first people to experience that. I'm glad you had the experience that you did, because that's what we're hoping to get out of this. And unfortunately, given the current situation in the world, we would love to be out there having gamers start to touch the product. We would have done that in normal years, but we can't do that. So
send me a test product.
It's really hard. I know a lot of people watching this, and they're gonna really wonder, like, what are they talking about?
They're gonna be angry at me, saying, "Why did he get one?
Why did Jeff get?"
Sony, you can send us a DualSense. We'll do a full
really
review of it.
Describe. I mean,
we will
talk about this, but now you've gone through the experience, and you can see it's different.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, you and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm excited that you're in this worldwide role.
Must have been a cut.
PlayStation Now to kind of unify, the messaging around the world. And there was a new tagline for PlayStation that showed up in the event in June, which I think was the first time people had seen it. And can you maybe tell us a bit about this new kind of tagline, which is global for PlayStation?
Certainly, and thanks for noticing that. That was actually the last bit of the show. That was the last thing you saw on the show, was this new line, which is "Play has no limits." And
I feel like we've seen it before the last show.
We've known each other a long time, and you've known how the PlayStation organization was structured. And in the past, we were really separate groups around the world that all worked together and laddered up to a parent company. And in recent years, we've started to globalize, and we've seen great benefits from that in many parts of the organization. And so another part of this was the marketing piece. And really, if you look at great brands around the world, they all feel similar, or at least to great degree similar. And a part of that is the global brand line. And these lines, if they're good, they stand the test of time, and they stick with the brand for a long time.
That was Nike's 1995 slogan. Really? Power has no limits?
We looked at this and we thought,
was it really?
What type of line would really satisfy the world and at the same time live up to our ambition as a company, as a brand? And that was Play Has No Limits. That's what we believe. No limits. And there's many different ways to interpret it, so I'm going to leave it to all the viewers to interpret it the way they like. But for us, it is really about
playing games
and speaking about
not really
new experiences that you can have with PlayStation that you never expected. And really, it's how we push ourselves. We don't constrain ourselves. We want to push the limits of gaming all the time, and right up to the end of
PS Vita remote play, PS5
to deliver something new, something best in class. And I'm excited about this, because I would say, Jeff, you've been around the industry for a very long time. I would challenge you to name all of the PlayStation taglines this past generation around the world. You couldn't, because there were a ton of them.
I was gonna say, I know greatness awaits, but beyond that, it's like, I don't even.
So, there were a lot of them, and
that's a good one. Greatness awaits is a great one.
Get this together, and of course the line will be localized.
Was it for the players, I think, or something in the UK? Maybe
for the players, exactly. It was the line that was used across most parts of Europe, but there were a lot more than that. So we looked at this and we said, no, let's get.
Are they localized taglines?
Also looking.
That'd be interesting.
The brand is changing slightly. You saw some of that.
Why is everybody putting Wolf Among Us 2 in the comments?
Very strong global.
What an interesting.
Well, again, there's a lot of love for PlayStation and what you guys have teased us with PS5 this year. I think it's been such an interesting rollout of.
Didn't need this event. That's my final thought.
The box art itself was sort of like.
Yeah, really did nothing.
Put out the Miles box, so who knows what's next? I can't let you go without everyone online wants to know about, like, are we gonna get other colors of controllers or consoles? I imagine for launch it's like hard enough to get one out, but is that on the roadmap?
We'll talk about it at some point.
Oh god, we didn't get shit in this thing, bro.
It's a hard enough job to get the the unit that we've showed out. So
R.I.P. Telltale. Yep.
We'll talk about it at some point.
All right. Well, we know there'll be 2 of them, the all digital one as well, coming out, and
they're gonna be different.
To see what's in store
colors.
for
Are you
PlayStation.
kidding me? You're joking my ass. You know
Yeah.
how much money you're gonna make off of
it's an
different
exciting year for the
controllers?
industry that these new consoles are coming out. I never thought there'd be a console launch in the middle of this. With I would never think my first hands-on would be in my own place with
his Half-Life Alyx shirt is so cool.
I'll take it, and they quickly took it away.
Jeff Keighley. It's so sick.
We'll check it out again. Hopefully this holiday season.
Oh, that is cool. It's a little
spaced out.
Great to have you with us, and thanks for giving us a little bit of hope and excitement this year about PS5. I think it's all something we need, and we look forward to.
People want the price in the comments on IGN.
Thanks, Jeff. It was great.
We won't know. There's no way. No way to know. Well, that was that. Okay, James, I just muted it. Give me your closing thoughts on this.
The Astrobot game kind of looks nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like, yeah, I want more information on the controller, but I don't know how much more they can give without like feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the deal with controllers. You can look at it all you want, but it's not gonna. You can't form a whole opinion just based on looking at the controller.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for more colors. I'm excited. I just excited to play games with it. I don't know if I need this video to like tell me what it's gonna do. Like I get it. I know they'll pull through on these features, like the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers.
I think it gave interesting like examples of how these things are going to be used in game though.
Yeah.
Like I think we got to see with the adaptive triggers how that's going to work out. I like the spring guy and he was jumping.
Yeah, that was cool.
Or like I can't imagine any like how would you use the microphone? Like you blow into the controller. I assume that's just the microphone. I can't see any AAA title using that mechanic though.
Oh, the microphone. That's a good idea.
Because Jeff Keighley blew into the controller to spin the little wheel.
Yeah, they've done that before. There's been blowing features that are like fake. Like it doesn't.
I remember that in like Nintendo DS days.
Yeah, that did that. But that's a good idea that it actually just hits the microphone. And then the mic that sensor.
So you could really just yell into it.
Yeah, do the same thing. Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Same feature. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got on this event.
Yeah, I wanted to take notes, but it doesn't really look like it's necessary to take notes.
I'm sorry.
We'd be getting a little more.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more exciting as well. We'd get a little something. Maybe a UI tease again, but it's just a Summer Game Fest thing. It's not a big PlayStation reveal thing, so.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No state of play.
All right, well, if you are in stream, stick around for the podcast coming in a couple minutes. And if you're on YouTube, we do podcasts every Friday at 9:30 a.m. They go live on YouTube at about noon to 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. But yeah, have a wonderful day. And subscribe to Strictly Casual below. Thank you so much.